Hello, my name is Kim Petty, and today we're going to talk about hitting your target with some potential management strategies that can help retain workers across a multi-generational workforce. This presentation is designed for nurse directors, unit managers, anyone in a position of leadership in a nursing area, to help you identify the key characteristics of different generations, the baby boomers, the Gen Xers, and the Gen Yers, and identify their unique set of characteristics and what drives them to stay in an organization. We're also going to target some key strategies to help you retain those particular employees. We're going to start out by introducing 3 employees, so put yourself in a position as the leader of these individuals. We're going to identify the specific problems that they're having within their generation and the things that you can potentially do as a nurse manager. So I want you to think about possible scenarios when you're hearing these stories about what you might do as their leader. Let's meet the first person. This is Carol. She's one of our baby boomers. Now, baby boomers are born within 1946 to 1964, so that makes them about 49 to 67 years old. And these are the people that want to be, have been in the workforce a long time and maybe have a unique set of needs, which we'll look at in a little bit. But what you need to know about Carol, she's a 52-year-old employee. She's a staff nurse on Med-Surg, and she came to you because she started having back problems recently. And the 12-hour shifts that she's doing are a little bit hard for her, and she wants to know about the potential to go to 8-hour shifts. She says if she's not able to do this, even though she loves the facility and has been there for 20 years, she may have to start looking for another job. Then we have Mike. He's our Gen Xer. He's a 38-year-old ER director, and we recently have had a new CNO with the organization who's been asking him to give weekly updates. Now, since she was new, that Mike felt that it was okay to provide her this information, but now that she's continuing to ask for that update and status on all of his projects, he feels like he's being micromanaged, and he started venting to his directors. And if he can't find a place that can give, if he can't get happy here, he's going to go someplace that gives him a little bit more autonomy and look for a different place to work. And then we have our Gen Yer, Jessica. Now, Jessica's 26 years old. She just started, new grad, and she just started on her Med-Surg unit. We promised her an internship within the next 6 months into critical care when we hired her on. But now, because of some financial cutbacks, we've had to push back that internship and orientation. And so now she's feeling a little disappointed and felt like we've broke some promisers to her. And so she's wondering if she needs to still be at the organization or if she should go somewhere where they value growth and development. So these are the 3 people that you're faced with as a manager or a director, and you have to identify how are we going to change some things, or what can we do to potentially keep these individuals. In order to do that, it's important to recognize some of the key differences between the groups. First of all, the baby boomers. They're moderate in value. They expect to be rewarded with increased pay and benefits and recognition, and they're not comfortable with the rapidly changing technology because they weren't around when computers were first starting when they started their work employment. Workaholics, they have a strong work ethic. They like to build consensus, and overall sometimes they're going to need some economic support because they are an aging population. Now, our Gen Xer, now remember, these are the people that are in our that 30 to 40-ish range, and these are ones that don't value the sacrificing for the greater good. They believe that it's all about me. I'm very independent. They're willing to adapt to technology because they've had it going on, but they don't like to work in teams. They really like to be independent. Otherwise, they do feel like they're being micromanaged, and you can see that that's one of the things that they hate, is that micromanagement factor. So they do value work-life balance, and they're really all about outcomes, not so much about processes like the baby boomers are. And again, not team-oriented. It's all about me and my growth and my profession and what can I do. And then there's your Gen Yers, and these are the people born in 81 to 2000, so they're in your 20 and 30, early 30 range, and they value or can see value in sacrificing for the greater good. They also have expectations of increasing continuing education, internships, things like that. They expect the latest technology. Not only are they comfortable with it, they expect you to have it. They also value work-life balance, just like the Gen Xers, and they also like frequent constructive feedback and working in groups. So these are the things that kind of make some differences between them. So if we think about all of our different scenarios, let's look at Carol. So she's 52, she's got some health issues. Obviously, ergonomic support is important to her. What can we do to potentially keep Carol? Some of those things might be, look at the possibility of, do you have ability to do 8-hour shifts? Are people in your work group maybe willing to pick up the extra 4 hours? It won't put them in overtime if you're in 36-hour shifts, but might allow them to get some extra hours that won't be overtime, that allow her to still continue to work on your unit and be a resource. Do you have the ability to do a Monday through Friday type position? Or is there somewhere else in the hospital that keeps her in the organization as a resource, perhaps an educator? All of these are things to look to try to retain this individual instead of drawing a hard line saying, no, we only have 12-hour shifts. And then we have Mike, our Gen Xer. He just wants to feel like he has the autonomy to do some things. So maybe if we engage him in some other initiatives, maybe even working closely with the CNO on specific projects, give him things to do where she already knows about it so he doesn't feel like he's having to report, but gives him some personal growth and development that he can do on his own. Make him in charge or make him project leader on a lot of things. It gives him that independence and autonomy. And then we have Jessica, our Gen Yer. She wanted the internship, but she's willing to sacrifice for the greater good. So if we explain the why of why do we push back the internship and what do we hope to gain and what can she do in the meantime, maybe precept new people coming on, help them gain experience on med-surg so that they aren't hurting as much when she goes to the critical care internship and moves to the ICU. So these are all different ways. Understanding the differences between these generations can help you hopefully retain different individuals within the group. Hope you've enjoyed this presentation. Thanks so much.